Hey YouTube, S-Winger70, finishing up on pressing out some 9mm. I'm actually pressing out the last trays of the original 9mm brass that I had started saving when I decided I wanted to try reloading. So, kind of monumental. But anyway, I'm just sitting down here in the basement, the new reloading area that I built. I told you I'd do a quick video as I'm reloading. Maybe tell you a little bit about myself. I am an old man, not real old I guess, but I am prior military. I am separated with 4 children, all of whom are with me. That's something new. And I was in the Army 6 years, and just before my wife and I split up, she said to me, as much as I like firearms, I should get back into it as a hobby again, because when we started having babies, she wanted a lot of the stuff gone for safety reasons. You know, I had gun boxes and safes and locks and you name it, and I didn't fight about it because the money also helped get our first house about 20 years ago. So a couple of months before my wife headed out, she told me I should get back into it again. And I did. And I've had some fun going store to store, getting some of the things that I originally gave up. Started with my AR, and I started working on some handguns. Picked up some things, obviously, that were much newer. And one of these days I'll do a video and I'll show you my collection as it's growing right now. I wanted to do some reloading. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted as I get some new toys. Right now, this is the newest toy and I'm finishing up. I have gone through the process, and right now I'm just putting a factory crimp on each bullet. And I am going to give you a little tip. Not that I have any business giving anybody, especially experienced reloaders, any tips. But for you new reloaders, I will say this. Save all of these little things that come in the ammo that you buy brand new, if they don't come loose laying around in a box like Winchester White Box. But all those brands that sell these little trays inside, and who needs to go out and buy reloading trays? Not me, because I have something that holds my brass, holds everything for me, keeps everything organized, and lets me restore it. I've been down here almost every night pressing out. I do a different stage sometimes every night. Maybe one night I'll deprime and resize a whole bunch of cleaned up brass, and maybe another night I'll come down here and I'll put a flare on the brass, and then some nights I'll come down here and do everything with about 100 rounds, which is what I'm doing tonight. Because like I said, I'm finishing up the last little bit of cleaned brass that I started collecting when I first started thinking, should I reload? So, without my wife here, I have a lot of the household responsibilities, kind of everything. Everybody, all my kids are a little older, except for my daughter, who you've probably seen already in a couple of my videos. If you go down through my channel, you'll see a couple of videos of my daughter. She goes shooting with me. She shoots her little 22 Winchester single shot. She is amazing. I don't know how she got it, because when I first joined into the military, I had to be taught. I mean, everything I learned from the drill sergeants in the military, but she learned it just from me telling her what I knew, what I remembered. So all the chores around here they were evenly distributed amongst my 4 children, and for some reason when my wife left, the kids felt like their chores were no longer important. And it's an adjustment for them too, so I'm not making a big deal about it. So I do the chores that need to be done. I'm still making sure there's dinner cooked every night. That's not much of a change. I cooked. My wife didn't do a lot of cooking. Whenever cooking was done, I did most of it all the time anyway, so that's no different. I used to do a lot of laundry too, so I'm still doing a lot of laundry, even though a couple of my kids are college age. They can certainly do their own. They're killing me a little bit with that, but it's getting done. And then because I work so early in the morning, I have to get up, and I usually go to bed early, but I try to come down here. This kind of relaxes me. This is very, very relaxing, and I'm really enjoying it. And right now I'm only pressing out 9mm. I got my supplies from various places. One of the places is a place called Gander Mountain, which is just opened last year in my town, and it's already closing down. So I went over there and picked up some extras while they're having their sale. But I think another local outfit bought that store, so I think it's still going to be a sporting goods, outdoor sports type store, but no telling how long they're going to be closed for before they reopen again. But anyway, I think what pushed me over the edge to finally decide to do this reloading, aside from saying, you know what, I want to go to the range, I want to spend a significant amount of time down at the range today, but man, I just don't feel like spending 100 hours on 250 rounds of ammo. And then I watched a friend of mine, not a personal friend, I met him through YouTube and never talked to him on a personal level, except for maybe text message. Boy32, I've been talking about him. Anybody who watches me, who stumbles upon me by accident, should go and watch him as well. He has an amazing YouTube channel, Boy32. He does gun reviews. He does reloading. He's a new reloader though, and when I saw him doing it, and I saw that, he sits there, has a cup of coffee or something, his dog walks around, and he just looked real relaxed. And I said, you know what? That's what I need. So that's what I do. I do what I got to do during the day, and then sometime before I get ready to go to bed, I come down here for an hour or so, and I'll press out some bullets. And there's no shortage of brass. I got plenty of brass that I still have to clean, and I have to sort and clean and get them ready for reloading. I've got plenty of bullets. There is a gun shop not far that sells bulk bullets at a pretty good price. So I'm using Berry's 9mm 115 grain round nose bullets. They sold me 1,000 rounds for just under $90. So I'm pressing, and found another gun shop in my town who just so happened to have 2 cases, 1,000 rounds each, of small pistol primers that he'd had on his shelf for a while, never sold them. and he sold them to me for like 20 bucks a piece. So I got 2,000 rounds of small pistol primers for 9mm, pretty cheap. And the powder I got at Gander Mountain. I started using Power Pistol, and if you can see over here, I don't know how clear this is, but not much left. I've used already my first canister of powder, so I went and bought, since they're closing, I went and bought some more powder the other night. Took advantage of their sale, so I picked up, I'm going to try this next. It's Blue Dot. So we'll see how those go as I'm running. I've had some great luck so far. I went and I bought just 100 rounds of 9mm 115 grain hollow points last week sometime, and I just pressed out 100 of those, and I tested some out, and I took the rest down the range. Actually, after work tonight, I stopped by the range real quick. I'm a member of a club called Bucks County Fish and Game in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, just not far from Philadelphia, and pretty much go on and off the property there at my leisure, as long as I have my ID tag on me. And that's what it did. I went and I fired off the rest of those hollow points that I made, and out of 100 rounds, 100 of them went downrange with a lot of force and amazing accuracy. So I really took a lot of time at the beginning and set these dies up as perfectly as I could, given my limited amount of experience in this. But man, I'm really enjoying it. This has been very therapeutic for me. And let me bring you over here real quick. I can show you how much work I've done in the past month, let's say. I can show you. It's a little lockbox I have, and that is all the ammo that I've pressed so far that I've been able to store away. And got a little bit more up here. There's another 200 rounds right in here. So I don't know if I'm prepping for something or if I just want to make sure that I can go down the range. I think it's more the latter. I just want to make sure that I can go down range and enjoy myself with my buddies and not have to worry about going and spending a whole bunch of money. This whole setup's already paid for itself. It's amazing. But it's very therapeutic, and it's keeping me occupied at night before I go to bed. It's been a little different around here. It's been quiet. It's sometimes a little hard to fall asleep alone. That's new. So I think my wife had an idea that this was going to be her plan, and she wanted me to get involved in something to occupy my time. So in a roundabout way, I guess she was thinking about me. But I'm enjoying it. So if that's what she was thinking, I will say thank you, hun. Because it's really worked. But anyway, what I'd really like to do one of these nights, I want to thank you if you're watching as I finished pressing out the last couple of trays of bullets for the night. What I'd really like to do is one night I can I can show you a different gun that I have. Maybe break it down if anybody's interested in seeing how I clean it. Tell you a little bit about the gun, and maybe even take some of these reloads. I've tested, a fair amount as well, and I've yet to have a failure from anything that I've made so far. I will say that I have been shooting these 9mm bullets out of two particular weapons that I own. I have a 9mm Taurus, and I know before everybody starts jumping on me, what do you mean you got a Taurus? People are probably going to say, you know what, I was liking you until you said you had a Taurus, but I'm going to tell you something. That's the best little handgun I've ever had. It's really an amazing, amazing weapon. It gives me no trouble. It's been flawless for me. I've enjoyed it a lot. I really have. So, it's a Taurus Millennium, PT-111 Millennium G2. I have it in flat dark earth. Matter of fact, I have it right here. It is loaded right now. I'll take it down now. So, it is clear. Look down the barrel. It is clear. So this is what I've been shooting with. I did a little bit of color fill on there, as you can see. And this was an interesting purchase for me. The first gun that I got when I got back into this whole lifestyle was a Taurus PT-111 Millennium G2, and it was all black. And flawless. I never had a problem with it at all, and I love the way it shoots. I love the way the grip on the hand grip feels. It's just an all around comfortable gun to fire, and it's just as comfortable to carry, especially after I got a holster that fit it real good. Just a few weeks ago, one of my local gun shops had their inventory online, and I was looking at what they have, new and used. And there is this one sitting there in flat dark earth. And I said, you know what? I love that. I love it. So I took the Taurus over to him, and I said, it's clean. I put about 1,000 rounds through this thing flawlessly. It's in perfect working condition. How about a trade? And he did. We did a trade. Not straight up trade. I had to give a little something. He gave me a certain amount for it, and I paid the difference for this. Wonderful transaction, and a very, very good one. I would do it again, because this is equally as amazing of a shooter as the original one that I had. And I'll tell you, I love it. So Taurus had a bad reputation some time back, mostly because of their customer service and their quality assurance and quality control. And those are pretty big things, 3 very big things when you own a company. But they did some work on their products, and I've had no problems. I got this one, was brand new in the box, and I've been very happy with it. But I've rambled on and on long enough. We've pressed out some bullets. Maybe got to know me a little bit. If you have any questions or comments or advice or anything you want to tell me regarding my channel, regarding my reloading, or anything, I am open. You can comment, you can compliment, you can criticize. I have thick skin. But maybe next time we get together, I'll pull out some of my personal arsenal, and I'll start showing you some of the things I have already and what I've done to them. All right, so until then, everybody, thanks for coming into my new reloading area in my basement, and welcome, and have a great night.